Oh, look, we're back.
It's us subs.
Yeah, Kate was telling me some stories of her family from her past, and
They're idiots. Subs.
I felt like, well, she actually brought it up too, that it might be worth mentioning, and I'm sure other people can relate. So I'll let you have the floor.
Subs. What is it with family members being ungrateful or trying to take advantage? What is that all about? I was telling Richard when I was up in Pittsburgh, how my family was, because I had a big aunts and uncles and everything, because my grandma had 10 kids, and my aunt Fern, she passed away when she wasn't even 2 years old. I think she was like 18 months, they said, and she passed away from pneumonia. But everybody else, lived to the ripe old age. But there's only 3 of them left. Everybody else, the older ones, are all gone now. So I was just telling Richard about, having a big family. That's a pain in the ass, subs. It's a pain in the ass, because you have cousins and you have aunts or uncles or whatever, that a lot of them will stick their nose where it don't belong. And then when you cuss them out, they got a nerve to get an attitude, which nobody cares about. Nobody at all. So, and then they'll run and tell their mother. What is their mother going to do? Okay, so you tell your mom tells my mom, everybody's grown.
Yeah.
What is mom supposed to do? Say, don't you do that again. I'm going to do it again.
I'm telling.
Yeah. When we were kids, as far as cousins, we were not allowed, as far as like physically get into knockdown drag-outs. No, you didn't do that. They didn't allow that, because everybody, your cousins, you don't do stuff like that. So we really didn't. But every once in a while, you run across family members, you just want to knock them out, subs. I mean, it's just ridiculous how they act, and have the nerve to think they have a right to do that, and you have no right to get upset. Not in my family. We get upset. We call you a bunch of names. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I was telling Richard about when my mom passed away. Okay, she got a vulture sister, and her vulture sister was circling overhead, but we were all hep to her. My mom was hep to her, because when my grandpa died, he's been gone for 32 years? No, 31 years now. It's been a while. When he passed away, none of us grandkids went over there, to the house. After the funeral, none of us went over there, because we didn't do that. Of course, Vulture Woman went over there and was going through stuff, and somebody wanted one of my grandfather's. It was this little TV, because they didn't have a TV, or the TV got broke. I don't remember exactly. This was, of course, over 30 years ago. And she was going to take the TV, and they're like, oh, no, that TV don't work. Oh, well, if it don't work, I don't want it. There was nothing wrong with the TV, but they wanted a chance to give it to the person who could really use it, because they knew Vulture Woman was going to come and get it. I mean, she did that with her brother. My Uncle Bob had passed away. And her and 2 of my other aunts took their dizzy asses down there to my uncle's house, where his kids were. They're all there, commiserating, because everybody's like, oh, we're orphans now. Even though we're all grown, got kids, but we're orphans, And we are, all of us are orphans except for 3, because there's only 3 left. So they went down there for some odd reason. They thought they had a right to know who my uncle left his money in his house to. What?
Well, wasn't you?
How you gonna go to somebody else, somebody you're not even close to? Because, like I said, there were 9 of them. Not everybody got along with everybody, because everybody's different. I mean, like I was telling Rick, we knew everybody. We knew all the cousins. Because we would either see them, or sometimes we'd spend the summer with them. But I have the 2 youngest aunts, next to youngest aunts, and they lived, because they grew up together. because the older ones were leaving. You know, they were going on their way, or they weren't home. They were there with their friends, whatever. So those two were left to play with each other when they were kids. They just grew up that way. So their kids are really close because they grew up together and their kids grew up together. We didn't do that, and neither did my other cousins. You know, everybody grew up with their brother and sister, went on with life. I mean, we would see you on the street, or we would go at my grandmother's, or we would go visit. You know, stuff like that. But as for just hanging out, no, not really. You know, not when we were kids, because everybody hung out with each other or their friends. You know, everybody had their own friends. So anyway, for some strange reason, they thought they should go down there and figure out what my uncle did with his money and his house and his cars. So they went down there, and we're rude, subs. We don't respect you just because I'm your aunt. No, when you come sticking your nose where it don't belong, you're just like everybody else. To us, we really don't give a damn about that. I mean, who you gonna run to? I mean, they couldn't run to my Uncle Bob because he was gone, and my Aunt Thelma had been gone. You know, she had died like maybe 10 years. No, yeah, maybe 10 years earlier, something like that. She had passed away. Nicest woman you ever wanted me. Quiet, just a nice girl. Well, anyway, so they go in there barging in. They weren't invited. Didn't tell them, my cousins, that they were coming. They just gonna barge in. All right. Well, where's Bob's money? Where's his money? And who'd he leave? Who'd he leave those cars? And who does this? Who gets the house?
Well,
now we're rude. I mean, rude. So my cousin Danky, he's like, "What are you doing here? What do you mean what I'm doing here? I want to know what my brother did." Well, wait a minute. No, you don't have any authority here. All you need to know is none of it's going to you. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know nothing else. Well, I don't know who you think you talking to, because I'll punch you in your face. No, see, you're about to get your ass beat. You're about to get your ass beat down here. Went and opened up the door. Get the fuck out before we have to stomp you. Get out now. Don't come back. Nobody invited you down here. It's none of your goddamn business what my father did. Whoever he left his money, or what's none of your, why do you need to know what my father did with his money? That's none of your goddamn business. I don't know who you talking to. Bitch, I'm talking to you. Now get the fuck out and don't come back. Yeah. Then they want to call everybody and be whining. Of course, everybody was like, well, that's none of your business. Why would you even go down there? Because I need to know. No, that was wrong.
We call them trifling.
Yeah. You know, they like, now what if you got your ass beat down there? Then what? You had no business going down there. That's none of your business. That's between that man and his kids. That has nothing to do with you. Why would you go down there sticking your nose where it don't belong? And you have the audacity to get mad because they told you to get out. That you don't have a right to be down there, which you don't. You weren't invited, and you didn't even bother. I mean, it'd be different if they came down there to commiserate with the kids. Be like, oh, well, do you guys need anything? Well, hey, you know, I got some extra food up there. You want me to bring you down something? None of that. None of that. No.
They were all the gimmies. Gimme.
When my mother died, okay, my mother died 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. She died in November 13th. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. You think one of them bitches would sit up there and say, oh, well, okay, this is your first Thanksgiving without your mom. I mean, you want to come up here for Thanksgiving, or do you want me to send you down a plate? Nope, not one. Not one did that. Now I'm going to tell you what they did do. For Christmas, like I said, my mom had a will. So she told me, because my brother had already, gone back home by this time. And she told me what she wanted, because she had bought Christmas gifts for, her family, her sisters. And she designated which one goes where. And I'm like, because I wouldn't have known. You know, I didn't even know she bought anything. You know, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, I'll make sure they get it. And I did. You know, what they thought, because I just gave them to my cousin Sophie. I gave them because she goes up there among them. I really don't mess with them because they get on my nerves. So we really don't bother with them because they're too nebby and they're whiny and they're needy and they're adults. They're in their 60s, but they still run to their mother to pay their bills. I ain't lying.
Wow.
She did not raise them to be independent at all. They're the only ones in the family like that. Because nobody else, oh, you know better than you go ask your mother for something. Now, it's different if something happened, like you were in the hospital and something happened. Yeah, you know, it's like, oh, well, yeah, you know, your family's going to want to help you. But just because you're lazy and stupid, no. And they call her mommy. Mommy. Bitch, you're 60. What is this mommy shit? One time, for Mother's Day, they gave my aunt a box of, I think it was Whitman, and some of the candy was missing. Yep.
I wouldn't do that.
She opened up the box, and well, you know, when the cellophane's off the box, they're supposed to be cellophane. Well, there's some that are too big, and they don't like. Richard would get me these big Valentine velvet horse, and that's too big to have a cover over it. So it's just the box.
I didn't eat the chocolate out of it.
They ate the chocolate. Who does that? I mean, do you have so little respect for your mother that you would give her a box of candy where you took some of the pieces out? I've never heard of that before. I mean, I have friends, you wouldn't have dared do that. I mean, I have cousins, you wouldn't have dared do something like that. They did it.
That's funny.
That's that trifling, but I call them goblins.
Goblins?
The goblins. My aunt and her goblins. Yep. Every time something go wrong. See, now my uncle, he don't play that, so they better hope my aunt lives forever. Because the minute she dies, everything is cut off. Because my uncle's like, he's throwing everybody out, and they're cut off. So they better hope she lives forever. Which we all know that's not going to happen because everybody's getting up there. Because my mother would have been 88. And she died when she was 80. So she had just turned 80. And not even a month later, she passed away. But, yeah. Well, anyway, getting to the ungrateful part.
But there's more ungrateful?
Yeah. The ungrateful part. There was one time not long after my mom died. Like I was telling Richard, this had to be January or February because it was really, really cold. And I used to hang out with my one cousin till she got on my nerves. And she, you know, like I said, she goes up there with them. Why she go up there around them, I don't know. Because I mean, I'm just hearing about them, and I couldn't tolerate it. For the time she was telling me about it, I sometimes said, okay, I don't want to hear no more. It of course is the goblins. So, like I said, my two young aunts, when they were young, they grew up together. So when they had kids, their kids grew up together. So the vulture aunt has a daughter who's a drunk, and for it, you know, I was telling Richard this story earlier. I was telling him I think it was the gas. I think it was the electric. Because why would her lights be out? Now that I was giving that some thought, I think it was the electricity. But something was wrong with the furnace because she would turn the furnace off. Okay, well,
maybe the furnace couldn't run without electricity.
That could be because the lights were out.
Gas, but it still has to have electricity to.
Okay, because it was a notice. I'm being told all this. You know, secondhand from my one cousin who used to go up there all the time. Well, she still go up there. I keep telling her, stay away from them because they're nothing but users, and if they can't use you, then they want to talk about you, which nobody gives a damn. And so she up there with the goblins. So this is a cousin to the goblins, and there was a big note on the door because they live right around each other up there, and she lives like 2 or 3 doors down from my aunt. You know, not the vulture, you know, the aunt whose kids are goblins. And there was a big notice, a shut-off notice on her door. I think it's orange. Is it
Yeah.
it's orange or yellow, something like that.
Orange or red or some sort of.
Yeah, it's blazing.
Yeah. It's a
You
bright
can't
color.
miss it. So it was on the door. So of course the neighbors told my aunt, that she was gonna. She has some kind of shut off notice. So my aunt went up there and looked, and sure enough, it must have been electric then. She's going to get her electric shut off, and she did end up getting it shut off. Okay. So my cousin went up there, the one I was hanging out with. So she went up there to visit, and she was telling me about it. She was like, "Girl, you could see your breath in her house." And she's sitting up there in the dark. And so I started calling her Batgirl.
Batgirl.
So that's what she'll be called, Batgirl. Okay? Because she up there in the dark, in her cavern.
With no lights.
And you can see her breath.
No lights and no heat.
Mm-hmm. And Vulture Woman, who's all happy to try to go around and get everything and try to make you feel sorry for her to give her money and everything, she wouldn't help her own daughter. She would not help. So my aunt, who's the mother of the goblins, she helped her get her lights back on. But like I was telling Richard, they had to have shut it off like maybe on a Thursday. And I think when I found out it had to be like a Friday or a Saturday, something like it was the weekend. I remember that. And so my cousin was telling me we were going shopping. And so she was telling me, hey, she got her lights, cut off. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, girl. And they went and told her mother, Aunt G called her mother and told her, hey, your daughter's getting her lights shut off. Can you help her? Why don't you give her a little bit of, oh, I got my own bills to pay. I can't do that. She wouldn't even help. But she's running up on everybody else, all in it. Well, you got this and you got that. You can, you can give me, I ain't giving you shit. But she won't even help her own daughter and did not help. Did not help. Okay? So I was like, wow. And like I said, at that time, that was before I even thought, I didn't even know Richard. I know nothing about Richard, or anything like that. This was like, 3 years before I even knew anything about Richard. This was like 2014. So, and I had a house full of stuff, that my mom had bought over the years and packed away and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I'm feeling bad. I'm like, well, I'm sitting here, with a house full of stuff. I'm like, well, I could give her one of these comforter sets, one of the heavy ones, because I couldn't use everything. And it was a king size. So I went down and I went and had my cousin, and I found it and pulled it out, and it was in its own little linen tote, with the handles, So I went and we put it in her trunk, and I told her, I said, just, give this to her. I said, she said, yeah, girl. She said, because that house is cold as hell. She's sitting up in there. I mean, that's not funny, but it's funny. Wow. So I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, she can have this here. She said, okay. She said, I'm going to take it on up there when I leave here. I said, oh, okay. Whatever, as long as you get it, whatever. I didn't think no more about it. Then as time went by, a few weeks, because like I said, I forgot about it. And then when I remember, I was like, oh, yeah. I said, did you end up giving such and such? When? No, I asked her, when did you give such and such that comforter? And she said, what do you mean? Didn't she call you and thank you? And I said, no. She said, oh, She said, no. She said, I'm going to call her. I said, no, that's okay. She said, no. She said, she said, she's sitting in the damn dark. Her own mother wouldn't help her. She said, our aunt had to help her. Or she would have known. She said, no, that's not right. She said, I'm going to call her. I'm going to cuss her out. So, like I said, I don't know what she did because she didn't call her in front of me. So I got home, and I think it was like later that day or the next day, something like that. And she called. She said, did such and such call you yet? And I said, I wasn't expecting her to. She said, well, she's going to. She said, so if she calls while we're on the phone, she said, put me on hold. And I was like, oh, okay. And I think a few minutes after that, she did call, and she's like, oh, hi, cuz. I'm like, oh, Lord, bitch is drunk again. I said, she drunk again. Oh, yeah, thank you for the come. Yeah, I was going to call you, but, I had to watch the grandkids. I knew that was a goddamn lie. How you gonna be watching grandkids and you're living in a glacier? Who would bring their kids to a glacier to live?
A fortress of solitude.
Yeah. Like I'm dumb. I just played it off because I'm like I said, I didn't mess with them anyway. So I was like, oh, well, that's all right. Well, I just, I really appreciate that. I meant to call you. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, okay, that's all right. She's okay. Well, thanks a lot, cuz, and hung up. And I flipped back over to my other cousin, and I told her what she said. She said, she's full of shit. He said, how you go ahead? She said, but she figured you don't know. I said, yeah, whatever. I said, but she'll never get nothing else from me as long as she lives. I said, she will never. I said, I don't care if I'm sitting on a whole pile of shit. I said, she will never get, I don't want to. I said, don't come down here telling me nothing else about them. I don't care what it is. I said, I don't care. Don't tell me nothing about them. So, time went on, and like I said, my mom had passed away. So, here comes Vulture Woman. All of a sudden would start calling me. Okay, never called before, calling now because she thinks she's going to get some money. She didn't get no money. My dad worked hard. He didn't work hard to give her. She got a husband that was too lazy to work. Why would I give them my father's money? That wasn't happening. But she thought it was. She thought she could come down and tell me, oh, how she hurt her foot and she don't know how she's going to pay these hospital bills. I said, I don't know how you're going to pay them either. But here's the stuff Mom told me to give you. None of it was money. And I gave her little gift Mom told me to give her. She wasn't getting no money. I mean, she would be hanging around like I forgot to give her something. I ain't forget to give you shit.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you my father's money. Are you crazy? My father didn't work all his life to take care of you. You married a work. My grandfather couldn't stand him. Her husband was the only in-law that I heard my grandfather say he didn't like. And my grandfather never had an opinion about anybody's wife or husband. He never talked about it. My grandmother did. But my grandfather never did. He's the only in-law that I ever heard my grandfather say he couldn't stand. Now, that's a lot for my grandfather to actually say something, because he never did. He stayed out of it. My grandmother, she didn't give a damn. But he never did that. But he couldn't stand him. And I was like, so I gave her this. Now listen, subs, my mother bought a whole bunch of extra stuff over the years. She bought extra, more than I could use. So I started, I found this donation place called Vietnam Veterans. Donations for Vietnam veterans. And my dad had been giving them donations and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll start giving them donations. Oh, well, don't you think you should give to your family first? No. No, I don't. I should be able to give to who I want to give to, not who you think I should give to. It doesn't work that way. Mm-mm. Oh, well, you should, family comes first. No, they don't. No, they don't. Whoever, I mean, if I want to give somebody something, then that's fine. Give it to them, but don't try to make me feel bad or shame me into doing it, because that's really not going to work. That doesn't work on us at all.
Sounds like choosy beggars. I've got this issue and that issue, and you should really give it to me.
Mm-hmm. Buy it yourself.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it. No. I didn't give her anything. I gave her if I've had like too much of one thing, then yeah, you can take some of this because it's too much of it, and everybody else is like, you want this? No, okay, then I'll give you the garbage. I'll give you what nobody else really wants. But most of the stuff I donated to the Vietnam vets, because there was sheets, blankets. I mean, there was just too much stuff in that basement. I sent Richard pictures of my game room was filled with stuff.
Yeah, if I had the time, I'd actually was talking with Tommy about getting a U-Haul truck, and we were going to go up there and move her stuff, and we'd have probably brought all that stuff down here. But
it was too much.
There was a lot. Yeah.
It was too much.
Just the bottom basement was probably enough to fill up the truck.
And I lived in a 2-story house.
Yeah.
You know, it was way too much. I mean, the vets came to my house 12 times before I came down here to get a porch full of stuff.
Wow.
I mean, I helped a lot of people with that stuff because, you know, I mean, times are hard. You know, poor people, I mean, thrift stores saved my life when I was Shibuti. You know, so that's why I give to thrift stores. I don't care. It's, I mean, I don't mind going, where'd you get that? Thrift store?
Tell them what Shibuti means.
Shibuti up north, I mean, me and my friends made that up. Shibuti is when you're too poor to have a pair of shoes, so you have a pair of one shoe and one boot. You know, when you're real poor, when you're so poor, you can only spell it P-O.
Yeah.
The other, you're too poor for the other O-R, so it's just you just Po. So you know, down here you call it Po. Up there we just made up a name, Shibuti.
Shibuti.
When you practically have nothing, you're Shibuti.
Wow.
And
you had family members that were trying to, they act like they were Shibuti, but
no, they were just trying to take advantage.
yeah.
Because my father worked 2 jobs. You know, my father had a good job. He had a career. You know, and they saved their money, and everybody knew it. You know, because they figure, well, when they pass away, you know, well, we'll all get some of it. I don't know where she got that from. My mother had kids and grandkids, so where did she fit in? No. And both my brother and myself got the lion's share. Well, I got the lion's share because I moved in with her, you know, and I was taking care of her and everything, and you know, because I gave up everything. I gave up my entire life, you know, to come back home, to be unappreciated. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, that's the way it was. I mean, it's over with. Whatever.
Yeah. Now you've moved away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even in my own family, I mean, there was choosy beggars. Well, there was one choosy beggar. No, but actually, my sister did it. Oh, here's another story I forgot about. My sister, she acts like she's above me and my brother, when actually we're above her, but we never talk about it, not much. I mean, me and my brother, we'll call and we'll laugh about stuff, you know, and he'll bring up crazy stuff that she says. You know,
the oldest?
No, Donna.
The third. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm the middle girl.
Yeah.
So she talks real crazy. Like she lives way better than us. No, she don't.
Hoity-toity.
Yeah, we live better than her, actually. But we don't talk about it, you know, because what's, you know, that's like Vulture Woman.
Yeah. What's the reason competing with, oh, I got this and that and the other. Oh, that makes me upper echelon.
You ain't nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, my parents had a lot, you know, but they lived humble, you know. Well, anyway, she has a bad habit of doing it, you know, and he's the youngest, so I guess she figured he's not quite up to her plateau yet, even though he's already past her, you know. But she says really dumb things. We have to slap her down. She says really dumb things. And when it came to everybody had to sign off on the house. I couldn't take over the house just like that. Everybody had to sign off on it. You know, the lawyer sent out papers for everybody to say that they had no interest in the house and they weren't going to fight me for it. So, all except my one brother, we didn't even bother with him. You know,
the black sheep.
Yeah, the black sheep. We'll get into him too. But I mean, we split up. They sent the paperwork out. Everybody signed it, sent it back because nobody had any interest in the house, and they knew the house needed some repairs. They weren't going to do it. You know, so I did it. You know, I was living there, so I did it. It wasn't a big deal. So she, when my brother sent her inheritance, she didn't even say thank you to him. We didn't have to give her anything. When my mother was in the hospital and dying in the hospital, she didn't even come home. You know, and I think that was a damn shame that she didn't do that. You know, she lives in Washington State, which is on the other side of the country, but she could have come home, you know, to see her mother, but she didn't. So I told him, I said, I wasn't giving her anything. I said, if he decided to give her something, he could, but I wasn't going to do anything. And then when he did give it to her, she didn't even say thank you. So when he told me that, I called her and cussed her out.
So I had to step away. You've had a couple sales I'm going to work on here when this video is over. But go ahead.
You know, and I told him, I said, you know, I said, what's wrong with you? I said, you didn't say thank you. I said, she said, well, so you're calling me to tell me? I said, yeah, bitch, I am. I said, you're lucky I don't have a bus where I could come over there and beat your ass for you. I said, we don't owe you anything. You didn't come home to see Mom. Mom was in the hospital dying, and you didn't even bother to come home. We don't owe you shit. I said, the only reason we're doing it at all is because we promised Mom we were going to do what she said to the letter. That's the only reason you're getting anything at all. Well, I clicked. I didn't want to hear nothing else she had to say. I let her sing a duet with the dial tone.
Duet with the dial tone.
I didn't want to hear nothing else she had to say, because she just gets on my nerves so bad. Even when I call her now, or she calls me, she gets on my nerves. I can only talk to her for a short amount of time before she starts getting on my nerves.
I mean, I've talked to her more than you have a couple of times.
Because she gets on my nerves.
Right.
And I have a brother who's trifling. Relatives are something else, Subs.
Yeah.
They're something else. They think they're supposed to, or if they do things, it's okay. No, it's not. The black sheep of the family. When my mom was still alive, if he was coming over, she wouldn't even tell me, because she know nobody gets along with him, because we know he's a user, and we knew he was going to, you know, try to take advantage of Mom, try to make her feel sorry for him to give him money, and we knew about that. But if we said anything, she want to get mad at us, not at him for taking advantage, but us for going after him. What's the point of that? So I just told everybody, mind your business. It's her money, mind your business. Well, I know he's taking advantage. I know that. But she's going to be mad at us. She's not going to be mad at him. I said, so just let it go. And that's what we had to do. Because he would come over. I would stay upstairs. I wouldn't come down. She'd go downstairs, be down there talking to him. He would come over in the oldest clothes he could find, like he was homeless. Okay, see, that's irritating to me, that you would do something like that. And then next thing I know, here she coming upstairs, going to her room to get money. But you can't say nothing, because she's gonna be cussing you out. You know, so I just like, you know, they was like, well, what did you talk to her? No. Well, what we gonna do? Nothing. Because she'll get mad at us, not him. Yeah, I could catch him downstairs, but you know he gonna run the mall. And then here come Mom and well, that's none of your business. Well, what the no. Stay out of it. And that's what we did until she passed away. He didn't even know she was dead. She had been dead for 6 weeks. Yeah. He didn't even know.
I thought it was longer than that, like 4 months.
No, that was my father.
Oh,
my father was dead for 9 months. He didn't even know.
Oh, okay.
No,
yeah, that's crazy.
He's just a scummy scab. Yep. He did not know that my mom was dead. And when he did find out, then he wanted to act like, I hung up. I don't want to hear that. Then he wanted to call my brother. Well, my brother Mike tried to keep in contact with him. I told him, I said, well, go ahead. I said, but that's not going to last. So he got in touch with him, let him know Ma had left him, you know, some money and everything. And he called me, he said, what you think I should do? He said, you think I should just give him increments of the money? I said, no. I said, give it all to him. He said, well, you know what he's probably going to do with it. I said, give it all to him. I said, because if you don't, as each increment runs out, he's going to be calling you. But I need some more of that money. Well, you need to give me some more of that money. What you giving me is not enough. Blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what happened at first. He gonna call my little brother and leave him. Man, I need my goddamn money. That ain't your money. That's my MFing money. And I need my money now. Yep. I told him, I said, well, I told you not to do that. He said, well, I gave it all to him. I said, well, that's what you should have did from jump. Why don't you listen? I said, oh, well. You know,
That was what the last time he talked to him too, isn't it?
that's yep around the last time he ever talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk to him at all because he's a user. I'm not giving you shit. No, I'm not one of them. Don't come to me for nothing. Now we're gonna get to the cousin I used to be with all the time. Okay. Now subs, I tell you, family ain't shit.
That's the one that invited herself to come down here
Yeah.
when we were moving. Yeah.
I don't play that subs. When I was living up there, you didn't just drop by my house. You better call first. And if I see your number and I don't want to answer, guess what? I'm not home. I don't want to be bothered with you. You don't just drop by my house. You didn't do it up there. Why the hell? What make you think you could do it down here? And this isn't even my house. This is Richard's house. This isn't my house. And my name is on nothing down here. Nothing. And it's going to stay that way.
It's on your account.
What's on my bank account? Yeah, but that's different. But as far as property, no. My name's not on anything. And it'll just, that's just the way it is. And it's not him, that's me. I told him that. You know, I didn't help him get any of this. So, you know, my name's not on it. That's, you know, that's just the way it goes. So anyway, when we were up north, okay, we used to go and do a lot of stuff together. And we did. But then it started to get good to her. You know, and you can always tell when people have never had anything, because when they get something, they don't know how to act with it. And you have to slap them down. And if you got to do all that, it's time to cut the tie right there. You know, she, when I was up there, I let everybody come and get what they wanted. You know, and I had a cousin that I liked, my cousin Lisa and my cousin Sophie. And my cousin Sophie started getting greedy. And she would come and I would put stuff out for my cousin Lisa. Because my cousin Lisa, she never really had, you know, that much or anything. And she was moving. She was moving to get like a 1-bedroom and like a big king-size bed, but she didn't have any sheets or anything. And I had a whole bunch of them. I couldn't use all of them. So I put some aside for her. But before I did that, I had my brother came up from North Carolina. He came up to Pittsburgh, and I had put stuff aside for him. Because when he came for the funeral, no, they really weren't equipped to really take as much as I wanted to give him. So he took some, and then when he came back that time he was talking to you, then he took the rest of it, you know, and they went on back because there was a lot. And so after everybody came and got what they wanted, I put some stuff aside for my cousin Lisa so she could have something. And my greedy ass cousin Sophie was like, "Oh wait, are you giving that to her? Oh wait a minute, because I would like that." I said, "Whoa, you got enough. This is for her." You know, no, just matter of fact, I would go with her to make sure that my cousin Lisa got what I said to give her, because I know that she would try to take some of it. I'm like, no, bitch, you got enough stuff. You don't need everything. Ugh. Well, anyway, she went to get a job for the TSA at the airport.
No, it's like one of the security guards.
Yeah. And they train in Georgia for some strange reason. Okay, so she quit her job, went and did this, then decided she didn't want to do it anymore. Came back here and called me crying, "Oh, cousin, I hate to ask, but can you lend me some money?" Why didn't you have money set aside? I mean, all she did was whine and complain. "Oh, I want to get this job at the airport. Oh, I've been trying to get this job at the airport." Well, then she get the job at the airport, then decide she don't want the job at the airport. Okay, so I lent her some money. Okay. When it was time for me to start packing up to come down here, guess who helped me?
Nobody.
I'll wait.
I couldn't, because I just started a new job myself and I couldn't
Nobody.
leave. Yeah.
Okay?
I planned on going up there till I got the job, because Tommy and I were actually planning on going up to help her.
Even my
move down
brother
here.
was going to come.
Yeah.
You know, but he didn't know when to come.
Yeah.
You know, so no, we couldn't really get coordinated or anything. So they couldn't come. But why should they come from another state when I got family members right there that's being vultures that I let come into the house and take whatever they wanted out? But when it came time for, only time I saw them subs was when they were coming to get their stuff. But when it came time for me to pack the house up, nope.
And then Sophie hadn't paid you that money back.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not only that, did this heifer not pay the money back, the bitch went out and bought a brand new car.
Yeah. I remember that. And I could tell you told me on the phone, I'm going to call you back.
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. She had the nerve to call and tell me, how fucking stupid are you? Knowing you owe me thousands of dollars.
Wow.
She called and told me that, yeah, oh, did I tell you I got a new car? No. Yeah, I had to get a new car. I had to trade in that other one. You got money for a new car? Where's my money? Line went dead. I said, yeah, I'll tell you what you do. I said, you pay that money off. Then you go do what you want to do. I said, you came to me crying for money because you fucked up. Now, I lent you the money, and you know you're supposed to pay that money back. She was paying the money like $50 here, $100. No, bitch. From now on, from the time I think I had 3 months left, you pay me $600 every month. So you pay that money back. I said, how the hell you going out and go get a brand new car owing me money? How does that work? No, that don't work. No, it don't. Well, that you better have my money. Well, I'll have it, but yeah, I know you'll have it. I know, and so do you. We don't play that. Period. You give me my goddamn money, then you go and get a fucking car. How the hell are you gonna get a car owing me money? Yeah, okay. Yep. I called her names I didn't even know I could make up. No, bitch. No, not here. No, you pay me my goddamn money. Okay, well, when's a good day? I don't care. If you gotta put it in envelope, put it in the mailbox. I don't care, but you better get me my money. And don't you ever, as long as you're black and ugly, don't you ever come to me for another nickel. Ever. Because you know that's over with. Well, I don't know what you getting on. I said, you know what, bitch, just give me my money. I don't want to hear nothing else. Just give me my fucking money. And you ain't got to worry about me no more. Without bought a brand new car, owing me money.
Wow.
No, you don't do that to me. I got my cute in me, bitch, just like you. Are you crazy?
You should know better.
Man, I went Virginia McCune on steroids on her ass. I'm like, no, bitch. My name ain't Gloria. You're not gonna take advantage of me. No, no, no. You're not taking advantage of me.
No.
You better get me my goddamn money. Then when I came down here, okay, I came down here with Richard. It took a while to get the cottage to look the way it does. It took a while.
Yeah, the mega shed now is the cottage.
Yeah.
So.
And it took a while to get it to look the way it does now. Yes, that was a lot of work over there because it was my stuff, so I sat around there and put everything away and start figuring out where to put stuff over here and cleaning up over here. It was work. It took months to get this place and that place to look the way it does now. It took months to do that. And so I came on down here, and the person I sold the house to, well, they lived next door to us. So we were friends when we were growing up. We weren't best friends or anything like that. We were just friends. And she tried to pull a fast one, but I had to flip the script on her ass.
Had to get my attorneys involved. In fact.
Yeah, she paid like she paid 3/4 of the money, but she still owed a quarter of the money that she was supposed to, pay me in increments over 3 years, about 3 years. She's supposed to pay off the rest.
On your house, yeah.
Yeah. So she gonna sit up there. First, it started. The payments were late. They're supposed to be on the first of every month. So I told her it takes about 3 days to get down here. So you have to pay it, even if you have to post date it, but still send it so it gets here on time. She wasn't doing that. So I had to call her, or text her, whatever matter. Hey, these payments aren't coming on time. And it was her attorneys that made up the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Hers. What a dumbass. So I'm like, okay. So once all this COVID bullshit hit, she was using that as an excuse. Oh, well, I haven't been working. I haven't been this. Now, I have family and friends all over Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So they were telling me, they were keeping me up to date on what's going on up there, what they were, because there was like damn near in a dungeon up there. But in this state, it wasn't like that. But, they were having essential, non-essential, all that bullshit. Every job is essential.
Mm-hmm.
There is no one job is better than another. Every job is essential, because if you stop doing it, you would notice the difference. Well, anyway, so she figured, oh, well, I'll use COVID as an excuse. Nah,
It went on for what, 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, she was behind 3 months.
3 months.
March, April, I got April, May, June, and July.
May, June, July.
Yeah, it's May, June, and July.
And that's when we put the foot down.
And I it's like, listen, you're in default. Because her attorneys wrote it up that if she was in any default at all, if she didn't have it there at the first of the month, she's in default. That's what her attorneys wrote.
And my attorneys backed it up.
Because that's what the attorney said. Now, you wrote this contract. Don't you know what's in it? So she was like, well, I'm only working, sporadically. I said, I don't give a damn if you have to sell your ass. You're in my father's house. You pay me my money or you get the fuck out. That's how it goes. So I showed Richard the text that we went back and forth. He said, no.
I made a phone call to the attorneys that day.
Yep.
And they sent a letter to
because
her
we had
attorneys.
to give them a copy.
Yeah, I had to get a copy. We got a copy, and we sent them a copy. So I think we sent a certified mail, so we know she got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have this amount to pay off.
They only had 30 days.
30 days.
To pay off over $2,000 is what she owed.
It wasn't much, but it was still...
But she was behind.
Yep.
So they gave her a choice. You either pay the $2,000 or you pay the... it was almost $10,000.
Yeah. Attorney's fees and...
Yep, attorney fees. Because if they'd have gone to court, because they told her, we go to court, you're going to lose. Then you're going to have to pay our fees plus court fees. And you're still going to have to pay her.
Yeah, we'd get the house back.
Yep, now I got the house back and put it on the market.
Yeah. We wouldn't have hesitated to make a trip up there if need be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though I just started, I was still working. I probably could have taken time off if I needed to, but really this was her house. So
yeah, I just sent my cousins down there.
Yeah, yeah.
I told her, I said, you keep fucking around if you want to. I'll just send my cousins down there.
Yeah.
And they'd have been more than happy to go down there and throw her ass out and stay right there until we get the business situated.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have cared. Because my father was like the favorite uncle, one of the favorites. And my mom and my dad, they were like the favorite aunt and uncle. So they'd have been more than happy to help that. Oh, hell no. Uncle Pete and Aunt Jen, oh no, bitch, you got to get out. I'd have just sent them down there. But I'm like, I don't really want to do that, but...
Yeah.
But no, the minute they got that letter, they paid up.
Yep. Got it in full.
Yep, paid it in full.
Yeah.
Because how you gonna make up the contract and then try to break a contract you wrote?
Yeah, you wrote it up.
Simple Simon.
Just because we're 500 miles away.
Yeah, that's what she thought.
Yeah.
Oh well, they're down there. They don't have any attorneys up there. There's attorneys everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
I've had attorneys since I started my business back in the early 2000s, and I've kept them.
And the sad part is she works for those attorneys.
Yeah, she works for them. Yeah,
you dummy.
She's what, a paralegal?
Something
Supposedly?
like that.
Yeah. Oh
It's a
man.
paralegal or a secretary. Some old dumb shit.
Yeah.
But she figured, well, you're down there. You can't do that. Yeah, yes, I can.
Mm-hmm.
You're stupid. Well, you work for attorneys. Didn't they tell you?
Yeah. I mean, if you had to fly up, you could have gotten her to pay the plane ticket fees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that would have been
Round trip.
incorporated. Yep. So,
But yeah, I had to do that. People will take advantage, but she ended up getting fucked in the ass on national TV. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. Sent me a check. I guess she sent them a separate check for their services.
Yep.
Sent me a check. Okay.
Yep. Now it's
Now
done.
it's a done deal. You can have
Yep.
it.
It's done and over with. You don't have to deal with her ever again.
Nope. And never plan to.
Yeah.
I thought about sending my cousins down there.
Yeah.
Then I'd have been like, oh no, bitch. I will send them down there to burn that damn house down with you in it. And they would have. They wouldn't have cared. Like, oh, you gonna try to cheat my cousin? Oh no. No. You don't mess with my family. They'd have burned it down with her in it. Wouldn't have thought twice about it. But
Well, we probably should wrap this up. You got a couple
I gotta
sales.
tell you about my sister.
Oh, sister. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up after this. But
Okay.
I'm just telling you about how trifling my family can be.
Yeah.
My sister. Okay. Once I had sold her, because I don't tell people my business, subs. I didn't tell her that I had got married. I didn't tell her that I was selling the house. I didn't tell her that because it's none of her business.
Mm-hmm.
Number one.
Yeah, this is the older sister. This is number one,
Yeah.
not number three.
Number one, pain in the ass. Yeah. I got a doozy. Don't I? Got a family full of doozies, don't I?
Yeah.
So I'm down here, minding my own business. Like I said, I had these two properties, to take care of. And at the end of the day, I'm tired, subs. So this was before all of this COVID nonsense, because this was
This is
what,
not
a
long
couple
after you
years
moved-
ago.
Yeah, it's not long after you moved down here.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I moved down here 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It'll be 3 years now.
I'd say about 2.5 years ago, maybe.
Oh, okay, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was long.
2019, something
I know
like that.
that.
So anyway, she gonna call. No, she texted me
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah, you showed me the text.
wanted to know. Well, she had quit her job and wanted me to give her some money because she didn't want to go look for a job. Yeah. So she wrote me this text talk about mind if I ask you something? No, usually if somebody say mind if I ask, it usually has to do with money. Or can you do me a favor? Now, do me a favor isn't always about money, but sometimes it is.
Usually it is.
And she's like, well, and I knew that she didn't want to go back to work. I knew that because I had already talked to her beforehand. And she sent me the text, and it was something like, well, do you have any money left from when you sold the house? And I had question marks like, why? And she said, well, can you give me some of the money? Not can you loan me or can I borrow? And I probably had to go up there and put my foot in her ass to get it back. That's why she didn't get it. And I said, no, I told him, Richard, I said, no, can't give you any money. I need my money down here. We have a life. I mean, what, we don't have a life? We don't have needs? We don't need anything? Then I'm going to just give you some money? I'm not giving you shit. You got a daughter? Ask your daughter. No. Oh, well, I was just asking if the tables were turned, subs.
We didn't get anything.
No, wouldn't have got anything. When am I gonna get it back?
Yeah.
How much? How much you gonna give me back at a time?
Yeah. And then if they default on that.
I had to go there and put my foot in her ass.
Yeah.
Because nobody will fuck you like family. They think they can do whatever they want and get away with it. No, they can't. Mm-mm. Oh, okay.
And left it at that. She knew not to push the issue.
I don't play that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me for money. Do not ask me for money. Period.
Can I have some money?
I just gave you some money. We had a return, so
Yeah, we got to return.
so I had to refund him the money
Yeah.
for the return.
But it's relisted. It's nothing damaged.
Oh yeah, no,
or-
it's nothing damaged.
Yeah.
You know, they
That's
just
funny,
they
though.
just couldn't use this. They sent it back.
We have a feeling it was probably a husband wife. The wife bought the set and
Mm-hmm.
wasn't happy and made her send it back.
He saw how much it cost,
Yeah.
so he sent it back. Because we sell Lennox
Yeah.
flatware, which is expensive.
Yeah.
You know, we have some that's gold trimmed,
Yeah.
and that's expensive. It's like $200.
$200. Yeah.
It's expensive,
So,
but it's some of the best on the market.
Mhm.
Because if you want to replace one spoon or fork, it's like $4.
yeah. $4 just for one.
I mean, it's expensive.
And we got what, a 29-piece set.
hmm
So,
But we get our stuff wholesale.
yeah.
You know, a lot of it, or we get a clearance and
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So
Shopping around like
yeah.
Ollie's, you know,
Mhm. We shop around all over the place.
thrift stores.
Yeah, I mean the stuff is in excellent condition, you know, or spank brand new. You know,
Mhm.
you can resell it, and there's a market for it because our stuff, you know, some of that stuff sometimes
Yeah,
it's only on there for maybe a half an hour,
Yeah.
and somebody wants it.
It's
You know,
that quick. I mean, we
what
we
was it that
sold
sold?
a gingerbread house and looks like Mr. Christmas nostalgic holiday set of 4 figurines.
Oh, the little black ones.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we have little Christmas figures. They're black. You know that Santa Claus is
Mhm.
black and the elf is black. But then there's a reindeer and a snowman.
Yep.
You know, and you don't see those all the time.
They
You
just
know.
happened to come up on a clearance price, so
Mhm.
she snagged them. And this is her store. You know, some of the money from the house went towards buying
to the
items
business.
to the business. So
Mhm.
you know, buying low, sell high.
Yeah, and
So-
I take the money when I have sales. You know, I take the money and invest it back into the business.
Mhm.
You know, I buy other stuff, and I have a lot of stuff coming. I had like 9 other things coming.
Yeah.
But gingerbread houses, we love those. We women, we love. We don't care what time of the year it is,
Mhm.
because we'll get it and save it. You know, it don't matter. We'll get it, and I know when I see them, I'm like, ooh. Because if I want to have it, I know other women want to have it too. So, which gingerbread house is that?
It's
The Peace Love one?
That one is Peace, Love, Joy.
It's the
That one had like 5 watchers on it.
yeah. We love
Yeah.
gingerbread houses. We do. And as soon as I get them, they don't stay very
They don't
long.
stay.
Because that one, I think I just got that one last week.
Yeah, like 2-3 days ago. Yeah, and that was.
Oh,
up
that's
and
the
up.
one?
Yeah, that's the one that went.
Oh,
It
okay.
hasn't been up long at all.
Because I just got one yesterday.
Yep, now it's sold.
Oh, okay.
I think it went up over the weekend, and now here it is.
Okay, that's
Wednesday.
a different one.
Yeah,
That's different because I got one yesterday.
but, yeah. So there's your Kate's history of
Goblins
goblins and family
in the family.
melodrama.
Subs, family. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah,
You know, they just think they can take advantage. And something else, they think that they can talk to you any old kind of way, and you're not gonna say nothing.
you don't
Are
know.
are
me.
you crazy?
Yeah, right.
You're like, what? No, what? No. If you're going to talk stupid, no, get out of my face talking
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like I owe you. I don't owe you nothing. And you know what? I can't stand to hear. You can afford it.
Yeah, and
What's that got to do with you?
Hmm.
You're just as old. You're older than me.
yeah.
What do you mean I can afford it? Well, you won't miss it. Well, you don't have it, so you won't miss it either.
Yeah.
No.
You don't need it. I need it.
Mm-mm.
Well, money talks, bullshit walks.
What did my sister tell us?
What?
Oh, you guys are millionaires. That's the one that thinks she's above everybody.
Yeah.
Once she said something, I told her about the little house we have next door.
Yeah, the cottage.
I mean, we have 2 houses,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's a nice little getaway,
Yeah.
you know, over there. Oh, you go over there, yeah, because Richard has to get up early, so I just go over there, so I don't wake him up. He don't wake me up because his shower is right there. It's matter of fact, it's on my side of the bed. My side of the bed faces his shower. So when he goes in there, of course they're gonna turn the light on. So I just go next door.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm over there. I can stay up late. You know, he has to go to bed early. He go to bed 7 o'clock. 7:30.
Yeah.
You know, I don't go to bed. You know, depending. Sometimes I don't go to bed till midnight. You know, because I don't have to get up and work, which is very rare.
Mm-hmm.
But the times when I really don't have to get up too early, you know, to scrub the floors or, you know, wash and stuff like that, I'm like, well, I'm going to stay up a little late and watch my little shows, you know, stuff like that on YouTube and stuff like that. So I was sitting up there telling her.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, subs. But, so she started, you know, you have a different house. I said, yeah. I said, if we ever decided to have company, you know, they don't have to go to a hotel. They just go right over there because everything's over there. There's a refrigerator, washer, dryer, sink, shower, toilet, king size bed, flat screen TV, Wi-Fi, internet. Everything's over there. You know, it's real cozy. So there's a, you know, there's no heat system over there, but I have little heaters all over the place. They heat it up real good. And now that it's insulated and has vinyl siding on it, you know, it's all good now. So yeah, if ever I decide to have company, they can go over there, you know, stay over there. You know, of course, there's a back deck. That's something else, Sibs. We got a canopy gazebo to put over there, a small one. It's only a 10 foot by 10 foot. And that came today. So that'll probably be one of the projects that we're going to, you know, put that together and stick it out on the back porch, on the back deck. So that'll be something I was going to just go and put it together, but now that I think about it, you know, we'll probably do it and film it. So, you know, so you guys can see us putting the gazebo up over there for the back deck to, you know, to keep the sun, because this sun down here is really horrible, and I got to figure out to get mosquito netting to put over it, you know, to keep the bugs out. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that, because that's only a 10 by 10. The one on the back porch I think is a 10 by 13, something like that. I don't know what that is, but that's a little big. But the one over there I think will be a little bit better to get mosquito netting for that one. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to do that, you know. So, but yep, subs, I just wanted to tell you about family members and how they could take advantage. So, yep. But that's it.
Okay.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Yep, just in time. That was the clinic talking about this medication thing. So, anyway, yeah, we'll just go ahead and wrap this up because we got sales to make, and
And I told him about the gazebo. Might want to videotape that.
Yeah, that'll be a future video. Yeah, I just got to get time for that because right now the weather is just really cold, and that's going to take some time to put together. But we'll see. I don't know if it'll be done today, but we'll get it done here soon. So
I didn't know it was going on 3.
yeah.
How long is this?
Oh, it's probably an hour.
Oh,
Maybe. So plus we got stuff I got to get to the post office to drop
yeah.
off. So anyway,
just blowing off some steam to something about my stupid family.
yeah. So hope you enjoyed it, and until the next video when we get to it, adios
Bye, subs.
and stuff.
Yeah. And stuff.